Up everyone, welcome to a no news Monday. So potentially a bit slow price action, but we'll kick off with EU nonetheless. If we have a bit of a look at where we're at on EU, we'll just zoom out a little bit here so we can get a better picture of higher time frame. Long term, we are inside of this bearish leg after breaking this low, obviously due for a retracement inside of that leg. Now, a couple of things you could be setting up right now. One, this could have already worked as internal retest to be able to sell. Two, we could be creating external retest at this point here to then be able to push our way up. Or this could be an inducement and we're just going to work our way up like this. Right now, we are obviously very deep, so a buy long term does make sense. However, we're very, very bearish, and this daily leg doesn't have to start retracing for quite a while. So we are definitely in a bit of a complex pullback at the moment. We can just see that through the way that price is moving up here, which is nice to see. But nonetheless, we are, since this internal leg, quite bullish. Induced the decisional of that 15-minute and hourly external leg, and we've slowed down massively, creating a lot of liquidity across here. So as we know, decisionals don't have to push price down. This could very well just be an inducement to bring in some sellers. Done its thing, we can now look to buy up to the extreme, potentially inducement of this point, and then maybe start to work our way down and continue that broader complex pullback, obviously working our way up like that. So what I'm looking for today, I'd love to target this liquidity. I don't believe that this inducement has done a whole lot for the market. I don't believe it's got a whole lot of juice just based on the way that price has moved after it. Not a lot of selling pressure in there. So I'm happy to buy through it. What we do have, if we look at this little break here, I'll get down to the 15 minutes a little bit better. Supply to demand that induced liquidity. We then retested the break. Can look at this retest here, little break to the upside, generation of liquidity, inducement, potential now minor inducement into mitigation. I'd be happy to buy. If we do start to push up from here, I will keep an eye on potential smart money trap areas, as we have obviously medium induced just now. The next smart money trap area that I'd be interested in is this area here, and we'll take it from there. This isn't generating internal retest just yet, so that's fine. If we do get something like this, I'd be less interested in buying through here, as it's more or less going to confirm that bearish leg, and I'd probably be open to selling through the inducement of this down to this area. Big thing to remember right now when it comes to price action in this little range is we have had a really good inducement here. This area could be a smart money trap and doesn't have to hold. But if this area isn't going to hold, it will need to induce something, especially given the liquidity that's been generated. So I'm open to buying up as I should be able to at least get to here. And then I will obviously take it from there. So this would need to induce something, even if it isn't going to hold. So I'm happy to catch that move, even if it's a small move, working with the understanding that we are very, very bullish through here, and we do have potential of coming up much higher. Cool. GU. All right. So GU is coming from its extreme of its external leg. Had a really strong sell-off. Big thing with this leg here, and the fact that we are coming from an extreme, is if this point is going to be a smart money trap, which was the basis of my sell, which I took a 1 to 6 and it looks like I caught barely any of that move. But the thing with this area is if this extreme is going to be a smart money trap, it needs to induce something. And the issue with this range is it doesn't really have a whole lot to induce. Now, what I'm going to be working with and what I'm looking at is, one, this area that we're reacting out of just here, it is retest of the first break that created this move. So this area shouldn't hold. It has more or less already confirmed as a smart money trap with that inducement high and these breaks low. However, right now, we aren't just inducing Asia low buyers. So I'd be open to selling it through this, understanding that we are bearish internally off of the mitigation of this area. And if I was going to buy, I wouldn't be buying until here. So if we work our way up a little bit, I'm not overly keen on buying off of this 50% of Asia sweep, just because this range here is pretty average, that supply area. But I would be open to it, just given that we have obviously pushed high, this little break low induced, internal break, external break. We do have an extreme which took liquidity and a decisional which also took liquidity. So I'd be open to it, but it's not my preferred option. My preferred option for sellers would be to come all the way up here. But ultimately, I'm open to selling from here, here, or looking to buy off of here. We can very well also come down and sweep this, as that would be a really strong inducement off of that extreme area. And that's obviously just going to put us more so down in this extreme area of that leg that we've got. But we'll see what it looks like if it gets down there and when it gets down there, and we'll gauge it from there. But at this stage, I'm open to selling from there's a couple of different areas. I'm not even really going to bother on over AU, but I will have a quick look for you. AU is just trash at the moment. All right. So we are at the extreme of our leg. This extreme area down here has already been mitigated, failed to break, and is now starting to work its way down. Our internal leg is that break there. It's absolutely monstrous. I'm not going to try and buy against this momentum, and I don't have anywhere to sell from. That would be my next selling point. Got my alert at the extreme low just to monitor the break, but I'm not looking to do anything with AU today. One thing that I will also point out as well, which lines up with the buying analysis on EUGU, is the fact that the DXY is at a 4-hour high, very, very, very due for a retracement, starting to work its way down. We've now got this internal leg here, which has induced the decisional, generated liquidity. So very high probability that we're now completing this structure cycle and could get that sell-off, which is obviously going to drive the other two pairs up. So that's it for today, guys. Let us know if you've got any questions. It is a No News Monday, like I mentioned at the start of this video. So we could get slow price action. We are in an interesting spot right now. We definitely don't have the most amazing price action as is. So don't get caught out in anything if you're not 100% clear on what you want to see. But nonetheless, I'll wrap it up there and speak to you all shortly anyway.